Now on CoastTV News.
Don't be a nuisance. The town of Dagsboro looking to crack down on noisy bars and restaurants with a new ordinance. New wing in the works. The Milton Theatre wants to expand and make room for arts education programs. Plus deportation dispute. A judge will now decide if the Trump administration went against court orders.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
An attempt to keep the noise down in Dagsboro. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight with a potentially big move by town leaders in Dagsboro. The town has had lots of discussions in past months surrounding alcohol laws and what time businesses should be allowed to stay open. Now the big topic is how to control noise. Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy is live in Dagsboro tonight. Brendan, officials are considering something called a nuisance ordinance.
Christina, this nuisance ordinance to keep the volume down in Dagsboro would apply to both properties and businesses within town. And when we spoke to people, they said that they think it's a good idea. An ordinance aimed at reducing noise and freeing up police resources is up for discussion in Dagsboro. Town Council met Monday to talk about a proposed nuisance ordinance. It would set noise rules for businesses and property owners with fines for violations. Officials say clear guidelines could help police focus on more serious issues. David Elliott, owner of Delmarva Billiards and Sports Bar, tells Coast TV his business hasn't had many problems, especially when it comes to noise. But says a nuisance ordinance is a good thing to implement.
A lot of times it depends if there's been repetitive problems or so forth, but it could be necessary, yes. It's not something that our business is against. If they feel the need that the business needs to be temporarily halted pending a meeting, we do support that. We do support public safety as a whole.
Shireen High owns property in Dagsboro. She says she thinks having a set of rules to follow would minimize the amount of issues or noise complaints around town.
If we have an ordinance, people know the rules, they can respect each other and hopefully have less issues than having the one issue that the police have to continue to go to.
Keeping things quiet in Dagsboro.
The nuisance ordinance that was already drafted will have some of its language and details tweaked before being brought to a public hearing. Reporting live in Dagsboro, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Okay, thanks for that, Brendan. And the Dagsboro Town Council also discussed a possible emergency business license revocation tonight. Now, it's for if a business causes several issues repeated times, and the town could decide to suspend or revoke those business owners' licenses. Officials say this would be separate from the nuisance ordinance, but that discussion was deferred to a later meeting tonight. An organization from California called Direct Action Everywhere, or DXE, is coming to Delmarva to protest animal agriculture on Tuesday. Animal agriculture consists of the breeding, raising, and slaughter of animals for human use. It's something the organization wants to get rid of. If DXE were to achieve their goal and rid the country of animal agriculture, the Delmarva Chicken Association says it would be disastrous.
It would mean tens of thousands of jobs going away. It would mean a major source of food for the U.S. Would just be not available. It would mean chicken would become a lot more expensive and a lot harder to get.
And the protest is set to start Tuesday at 11 a.m. And this story brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know your thoughts on ending animal agriculture like poultry farming here on Delmarva. Let's take a look at the results, see what some of the answers we're getting today are. 63% saying strongly disagree, but then on the other side, 34%, the second most popular answer, strongly agree. So we want to know what you think. It's not too late to vote. Just go over to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. Let us know what you think. Well, many areas of Sussex County are waterlogged today following heavy rain last night. From our Coast Copter, you can see flooded farmland in Dagsboro and the same situation over in Milford today with some irrigation systems sunk in the mud. And here's a look at Milton. You can see a big pool right across from the library. and some flooding over on Front Street. Now, the rain has come and gone, but it will take some time for all of this water to dry out. And it's not just here in Delaware. Looking regionally now, there's a lot of flooding in Maryland's Somerset County. You can see on your screen farmland and streets there just filled with water. And we're taking a live look outside now into Ocean City. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams is going to join us for a first check on the weather. Hey there, Paul.
Hey there, Christina. And yeah, we received a good deal of rain in a very short period of time. Some of the areas that received rain, Stockley over an inch and a half, just over there in Slaughter Beach, and same holds true for us in Pine Hook. 1.6 for in Seaford. In Laurel, we had 1.6. Now, some other more impressive numbers. We had just under 3 inches in Lewis, Indian River Inlet. We surpassed 3 inches in Milton. Rehoboth Beach, almost clocking 3.5 inches of rain. And then for Delmar, we had 3.51 and then 3.6 in Dagsboro, the most impressive number that we had from last night's rain. Oh, and we had 2 inches for us actually in Salisbury and 1.4 in Ocean City. So we had plenty of rain. And we have more on the way on Thursday. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment. Christina.
Thank you, Paul. We'll check back in with you. Well, now to a story that we have covered quite a lot. Short-term rental rules in Ocean City. Right now, the town cannot give out new rental licenses. But if one of the owners of the homes with those licenses currently, if they decide to sell, a new proposition would let them transfer that license to a new owner. It's something the Ocean City manager says would be the best option for everyone.
What this new ordinance will do will allow a license to transfer one time from one property to the next, and those bookings to remain, any bookings to remain through the end of the calendar year.
Also, the Ocean City Council tonight, town leaders voted to approve a new regulation that would fine business owners on the boardwalk for displaying obscene merchandise in front of their stores. Now to Milford. The Milford Housing Development Corporation has plans to build a new development near the Riverwalk. The proposal is for 27 townhomes on about 4 acres of land. They would be called the Riverwalk Villas. The Planning Commission recommended the project for approval back in 2023. Some people CoastTV spoke with welcome the growth, but others have concerns about traffic and nature preservation.
Why I chose Milford was because of the natural, the ability to really be in touch with nature right here. And this river walk, if you were to put villas right on it, it's going to take that away.
Now, a Tuesday Planning Commission meeting could decide whether Riverwalk Villas gets the stamp of approval. A new education wing is in the spotlight for the Milton Theatre. Theater leaders say the estimated $3 million expansion will set the scene for their arts programs. Here's a look at the incoming expansion. Theater management says they've outgrown their current space and that the wing's rehearsal spaces and classrooms will expand arts education in the area. The theater's marketing director says they don't expect parking to be a problem with the expansion.
We do the theater programs on Tuesdays when we don't have shows. And if we ever do expand the program, we're going to do it again, not on the busy days.
And leaders at the Milton Theatre say they expect to break ground on the new wing in May or June, and they expect construction on the project to be finished by the beginning of next year. Well, in a case of home improvement fraud, 26-year-old Dylan Crew of Westminster has been arrested. And we told you back in January that Bethany Beach police were looking for him. Police claim he ran a business called Coastline Contractors Group, LLC, and took over $1 million from 6 victims for renovation projects that were just never finished. Police say Crew turned himself in and posted bond. In national news tonight, the Trump administration had to face a judge today over concerns it's violating deportation orders. Over the weekend, migrants were expelled to a prison in El Salvador despite a judge's orders to halt the deportations. Elsewhere, a doctor at Brown University's medical school was deported despite another judge's order. Sherelle Hubbard has more on whether officials violated judge's orders by going through with those deportations.
Hands off our doctors now! Protesters showed up to express their discontent over the deportation of Rasha Alawi, a Brown University assistant professor and doctor who was deported from Boston to Lebanon over the weekend.
She is far from the only person facing unfair and unjust deportation.
Also deported over the weekend, in spite of a restraining order, hundreds of Venezuelan migrants, many of whom the Trump administration accused of being gang members.
That was a bad group of, as I say, hombres.
On Saturday, the administration invoked the Alien Enemies Act, a rarely used 18th century wartime power to begin those deportations to an El Salvador prison. Despite that fact, the migrants were expelled. The administration is strongly defending its actions.
The judge's order was patently unlawful, beyond unlawful.
We removed terrorists. That should be a celebration.
The administration is challenging a potential legal loophole.
Well, there's actually questions about whether a verbal order carries the same weight as a legal order as a written order.
The White House press secretary says the detainees were outside U.S. territory by the time the judge's written order was filed, though he'd issued a verbal order earlier. Monday evening, in a hearing, a judge scolded the Department of Justice for defying his order.
This is ultimately then a fundamental question of separation of powers. The president is simply thumbing his nose at Congress.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Now, the Alien Enemies Act is designed to be invoked if the U.S. is at war with another country or a president proclaims a foreign nation has invaded the U.S. or threatened to do so. It's only been invoked 3 times in history, all during wartime. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg ordered Saturday evening, demanded the administration stop using the Alien Enemies Act to deport people without hearings. And we are just getting started this evening. Still a lot more here at 11. Coming up, a tax deadline approaching, but will job cuts at the IRS impact your filing this year? But first, we'll take a look at some St. Paddy's Day celebrations across the nation.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. We're looking at Chincoteague, sunshine on Tuesday, rain on Thursday. Assateague, we're looking for rain on Thursday as well. We go up towards Ocean City. We're dealing with the likelihood of some scattered showers on Thursday as well. More on your full forecast coming up.
Have you just inherited a home or property and are feeling overwhelmed? First of all, secure what's now become yours against weather, theft, and trespassers. Keep it maintained or you could face costly repairs and fines. Keep up with the mortgage and taxes or face foreclosure. And before you sell, if that's an option, be sure to contact a professional home buyer. Delmarva Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarva Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Avoid the nightmare of mold. Did you know, after a water-related event, mold can begin to grow within 48 hours? If this happens in your home or business, first thoroughly clean and dry the affected area, then increase airflow and decrease relative humidity. Or just call Riptide Restoration, your trusted mold remediation experts on Delmarva, to professionally treat and remove the mold and restore your home as if it never happened.
For more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
The cloudy skies that we have right now are going to continuously part for the rest of the overnight period and allow us to enjoy a brilliant amount of sunshine as we go into Tuesday. And then we're going to watch out for another round of rain on Thursday. But our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis right now, holding about 45 degrees. Dew point temperatures actually at about 37 right now. Now we will start to see it become a little breezy between 12 and 1 o'clock, but the winds will then subside for us by the time we get to 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, if you happen to be up. And then we'll have mainly clearing skies as a result of that. We are already floating in the 40s right now. We're at 44 degrees, not only in Rehoboth Beach, but also in Delmar, Seaford, as well as Redden. 43 degrees currently for us in Milton as well as Georgetown. We received a healthy amount of rain from early this morning, kind of like really midnight, but early this morning from 1 to let's say 4 o'clock in the morning. We had over 2 inches in Salisbury, nearly 1.5 inches in that time period for us in Ocean City. But what we have to watch out for at this point is really for our small craft advisory and breezy conditions along the coast. Now, from Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague, we're talking about the beaches holding on to about 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts, even though the storm system that brought us that misery and rain has already parked way out into the Atlantic, and we have a void, a space, so to speak, that's occupying our domicile, so to speak, right now to our west. Winds are pouring out of the north. with wind gusts coming in at about 25 to even 33 miles per hour gusts forcing Indian River Inlet. But the prediction is that they're going to see a shift in direction as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday, and they're going to die down a little bit as well. Overnight, we're in the 30s. So we have bona fide chill outside, and you can feel it right now as we speak. By 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll be back into the 60s and upper 50s for us with totally clear skies. We'll drop to the 30s again in the morning time for Wednesday, but bounce back to the upper 60s to get this, 71 in Seaford and 70 for the high, actually in Del Mar, as an example of how well we'll warm up. Same holds true to our south. Now, for example, going into the midnight hour, we're going to drop to the 40s, 30s to start off the day. But for Tuesday afternoon, we're back into the 60s and upper 50s. And we're looking for the same general pattern, but a little bit warmer by the time we get to Wednesday, with a high of 72 in Salisbury, 71 Princess Anne, 65 actually for us in Willards. And the precipitation is going to hover on Thursday about a 58%. So let's take a look at that slice of rain that's going to come knocking on our door. 3 o'clock, cloudy, winds out of the south. But right at about 9 o'clock, we're going all the way in on the rain for everybody, because this is the frontal boundary. As you see the arrows coming in this way and this way, this shows you exactly where that cold front is going to be pushing its way across our neck of the woods. So everybody's going to get their fair shot at that rain. So let's round out your forecast. 34 for tonight and clearing out. 62 with brilliant bright sunshine. 68, a little warmer on Wednesday with spring just around the corner. And finally, here's a look at your extended forecast.
Okay, thank you again, Paul. Well, hopefully you're wearing some green today, because it is, of course, St. Patrick's Day. And the holiday is rooted in the patron saint of Ireland. It has since become a day of shamrocks, parades, and festive drinking. People in Ireland typically go to church in the morning and then take part in festivities later in the day. The first St. Patrick's Day in the U.S. was celebrated in Boston back in 1737. Now, big parades this weekend were in New York, Chicago, and Savannah, Georgia. There were also some very small parades. The world's shortest St. Patty's Day parade marched through Little Compton, Rhode Island Sunday afternoon. The route, just 89 feet, but sure looks like they know how to make the most of it there in Rhode Island. Coming up next, forever may not last forever after all. Why the fashion retailer is filing for bankruptcy again.
With Reynolds Wrap, cooking becomes so easy, you can feel like the chef of your kitchen. Easy prep, easy cook, easy clean. Reynolds Wrap.
At Choice Hotels like this Comfort Hotel, you get more for your money so you can maximize any vacation, like starting game day with a free hot breakfast. I got waffles, how about you? Go Waffles! Woo! Get double points on all stays when you book direct.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital, expert care every day.
Winter may be packing its bags, but it left a chill behind. Don't let a cold snap catch you off guard. Call FH Fur for our $69 heating system tune-up. We'll keep your system running smoothly so you're warm and snug until spring finally makes up its mind. Act now and get our no breakdown guarantee. With over 40 years of trusted service, FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical are the pros who've seen and fixed it all.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Big savings, big selection. It's the Go Big, Go Ford sales event at Preston Ford. Preston has over 500 new trucks in stock, so we're sure we have the right Ford for you. This March, save over $11,000 off MSRP on select 2024 F-150 XLTs. Visit PrestonFord.com to see all the ways you can save. Or visit us in person at the Preston Autoplex located at the crossroads of 318 and 331, just 1 mile outside of Preston, Maryland. Go big, go Ford this March at Preston Ford. Cars cost less in Preston.
In business news tonight, Forever 21 has filed for bankruptcy again. It's the second time the retailer's U.S. operating company has filed in the past 6 years. The company citing increased competition from foreign retailers of fast fashion. Forever 21 said it will hold liquidation sales at its U.S. stores, and it's trying to find a buyer for some or all of its assets. Harvard is now offering free tuition to students whose families earn $200,000 a year and less. The move is aimed to bolster diversity at the school by expanding financial aid after a Supreme Court ruling banned the use of racial preferences in college admissions. Harvard previously offered free tuition to families earning less than $85,000 a year. The new income cap will take effect this fall. Well, the deadline for Americans to file their taxes is now less than a month away, and the Internal Revenue Service may face some challenges this year. The agency, like many other government departments, has faced upheaval since the Trump administration took over. Over the past 7 weeks, key top executives have left the IRS. But despite the upheaval, tax professionals say they're not seeing any problems with people filing their taxes or getting refunds. But there does seem to be a slowdown with people who have amended their taxes in recent years and are trying to set up a payment plan. Meanwhile, spending at U.S. retailers last month was much weaker than expected, in a troubling sign that American shoppers could be starting to tap out. Ivan Rodriguez breaks down the latest numbers and reports on the hardest hit sectors.
Consumer spending coming in below expectations last month, according to the latest report from the Commerce Department. It's adding to concerns the U.S. economy is slowing and perhaps heading into a recession.
I think it's a signal that there's a big problem coming.
Retail sales account for about a third of overall spending in the U.S., and consumers are frustrated.
Even though the job market's been solid, a lot of consumers are saying, well, I don't feel it. Even if I'm working and even if my wages went up, all of my costs went up too, so I'm not feeling great about things.
According to the Commerce Department, spending last month declined the most at department stores, restaurants and bars, and at gasoline stations. Meanwhile, sales were up online and at health stores, rising 2.4% and 1.7% respectively. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the Trump administration is putting policies in place that will moderate inflation.
As we set the sails, I am confident that the American people will come our way.
Economists, however, aren't sold on the administration's views on tariffs as a fix for the economy.
Most economists are against tariffs. They think it leads to higher prices and it's just not a good idea.
But Bankrate's Ted Rossman says despite the uncertainty over tariffs shaking the markets and consumer confidence, there isn't any cause for alarm just yet.
I would look more at the fundamentals as far as economic growth, job growth. The underpinnings are pretty solid, even if there are some things to potentially fret about.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Coming up in sports, this athlete is a champion on the field and in the classroom. We see who wins this month's Scholar Athlete Award and his tips on being successful on the field and in the classroom. And coming up, everything you should know about scoliosis in tonight's Health Minute.
And here's a look at your golf forecast. We're expecting somewhat fair conditions, warming up to 62 degrees with lots of sunshine.
Coast TV News can be heard on Coast Country.
What if your morning was just easier? At Wawa,
Good morning.
it is. With everything you need to get your day moving. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
This March at Holly Kia, we're celebrating Kia Madness.
Don't worry about a bracket. The Kia lineup offers something for everyone.
Right now, enjoy the Holly Kia Advantage,
which includes tires for life on all new purchases.
Take advantage of 1.9% for 60 months.
On 2025 Sportage and Sorrento models in stock.
And don't forget to ask about our loyalty program.
Plus, we'll take any trade and give you up to 120% more than Kelley Blue Book Fair Market Trade.
So celebrate Kia Madness
at Holly Kia in Shelbyville and Felton.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in a Holly Kia.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, we're visiting a local hotspot in Ocean City serving up fresh Tex-Mex you won't want to miss. Plus, we tackle the great debate, is soup really a meal? Coast Life, tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Transform your home with Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings. Collectively, with over 40 years experience, our expert team has been designing porch enclosures, sunrooms, and awnings that bring comfort and style to your home.
Whether you're looking for protection from the sun or extra living space, we're here to help. Call now to schedule a no-obligation design. We're offering a free electric recessed fireplace with your sunroom purchase, or get a free upgrade to a motorized awning with an awning purchase. Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings. We show up.
The real estate industry was broken, but change is here and the Parker Group is leading the charge.
We're proud to introduce our groundbreaking 3.5% listing fee. Sell with us and you could save thousands of dollars.
Our cutting-edge technology delivers significant savings that we pass on to you. Our world-class marketing and dedicated team provide the human touch and unparalleled expertise that you deserve.
As passionate advocates for a more transparent and equitable selling experience, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo.
Welcome to a new era of real estate with the Parker Group.
Get the CoastTV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Coastal news customized to your needs. Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices. CoastTV, our community, your news.
Why settle for any meal deal when you can have one you really want? Wawa's $5 Big Breakfast Deal gets you any Sizzly breakfast sandwich, any size hot or iced coffee, and a hash brown, all for just $5. Now featuring our new French Toast Sizzly. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
As bird flu continues to spread, an office established to prepare the nation for future pandemics is reportedly down to just one staffer. The White House Office of Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy was established by Congress in 2022. The office once had a staff of about 20 people and was working on the country's response to bird flu and other threats until mid-January. But a source says as of this week, only one staffer will remain, and it's not clear who that person reports to. Also, the office's pages have been removed from the White House website. Well, it's a common spinal condition, scoliosis. It affects an estimated 7 million people in the U.S. According to the National Scoliosis Foundation, if it's left untreated, the condition can worsen, causing significant pain and may even impact the function of some vital organs. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to an orthopedic surgeon about the scoliosis signs every parent should know.
It's an abnormal curving of the spine that often appears in the shape of the letters S or C. Scoliosis is common, but for most people, the cause is unknown.
The majority of scoliosis patients don't have significant pain or discomfort.
Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Nicholas Fletcher with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says in the beginning that's part of the problem. Oftentimes, mild scoliosis doesn't have symptoms, and many cases may not require immediate treatment. But if the spinal condition worsens and is left untreated, experts say it can cause chronic back pain, impact heart and lung function, and affect self-esteem. That's why early detection through screening is critical.
One of the challenges with screening is that the children who are most likely to get scoliosis are typically between the ages of 10 and 15.
Fletcher says parents of children in that age range don't often see their children's bare back, so he says they need to be diligent in looking for warning signs, including uneven tops of shoulders, one shoulder blade more prominent or visible than the other, one hip appearing higher, one side of the rib cage higher than the other when bending forward, or changes in the shape of the spine.
We recommend screening in the 6th and the 8th grade because those are typically the times at which children are growing the fastest.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
A state champion, a scholar, and another opportunity to rise above. This senior is a model student athlete. So let's see who won this month's Scholar Athlete Award, sponsored by your local Honda dealer.
From the field to the wrestling mats and the classroom, Craig Dixon from Caesar Rodney High School is a Scholar Athlete.
Craig, on behalf of your local Honda dealership in Pohanka Honda of Salisbury, we'd like to congratulate you on being the Scholar Athlete of the Month. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Congratulations.
And to the senior, this means
that the hard work that I've done in the classroom and on either the soccer field or the wrestling match has been paying off.
Wrestling coach Trey Mitchell says Dixon wants to be a champion in every aspect of his life.
Well, he's disciplined. He works hard. He's got an internal drive. He wants to be a champion in the classroom, in the community, on the mat, and in the soccer field. So definitely that discipline, internal drive to be great.
And Craig has some words of advice for students who want to become a scholar athlete.
Just take everything seriously and just trust in the people that are teaching you, especially the coaches and teachers. So just believe in them and believe in yourself.
Congratulations to Craig Dixon for winning the Scholar Athlete Award, sponsored by your local Honda dealer.
That'll for sports. Have a great night, everybody.
Here's a live look outside into Lewis. Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams will have one more check at your forecast coming up after the break.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's Classic Rock Station.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Love it.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Buy a Grand Highlander with special APR financing for up to 72 months. Toyota, let's go places.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Coverage on the road, along the coast, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
I've been doing refractive eye surgery, including LASIK, for 20 years now. So I've seen and been a part of the advances firsthand, like the addition of femto laser, which made the procedure completely bladeless. We've done over 2,000 of these procedures. So as surgeons, we advance too. With access to more advanced instruments and techniques, we get safer and more predictable results. And you can get advanced LASIK surgery right here on Delmarva.
For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Warm spring days are just around the corner, and Tyndall's Casual Furniture has everything you need to create your perfect outdoor escape. Explore the latest styles in outdoor furniture arriving now, or plan your dream oasis with custom orders guaranteed for spring delivery. All in-stock furniture is on sale, featuring top brands like Pollywood, Casual Comfort, and Telescope, proudly made in the USA. Visit us in Laura or Lewis, or check out our new location in Frankfort, Delaware, opening soon. We're ready to help you transform your outdoor space. Tyndall's Casual Furniture, Delmarva's outdoor furniture experts.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Lighten up your week. Subscribe to the CoastTV Feel Good Friday newsletter. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com. Get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this. Right now, buy an adventure-ready RAV4 with low 4.99 APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, something surprising happened at the finish line of the Los Angeles Marathon Sunday. An American came in first place. Matt Richman of Illinois, he became the first American to win the race in 31 years. He did it in 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 56 seconds. An American runner last won the race in 1994, with Kenyans placing first most of the time since then. Richman says Sunday's race was only his second marathon.
The first thing I thought, I'm like, he beat all the Kenyans? He's fast. Okay. I got relatives of the Kenyans. They run to the grocery store. They don't even bother with cars. Okay, anyway, Dover, we're at 42 degrees right now, and we're going to drop down to 37 with mostly clear skies. Small craft advisories active for the entire Delmarva Peninsula, watching out for very breezy conditions at about 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. Our umbrella winner is Michael Ferracci of Millsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. And as you take a look, we have your updated forecast on our weather line to call 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Sunshine for Tuesday, a few more clouds on Wednesday, but warmer. Then on Thursday, the first day of spring, we're going to also have spring showers and maybe even a thunderstorm to go with it. Yeah, that's spring for you.
That is. All right. Thanks for that, Paul. And thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For some more local news and local weather, you can always download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.